Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to our latest video. Today, myself and Robin have been over in Nottingham at the Warlord Games Open Day. It's been a really good fun day actually. First time we've ever been to a Warlord Games event or one of their open days, and we really enjoyed it. We had a great time. Got to speak to the train shooter, which is always good fun. He does amazing scenery and battle boards. Got to see all their different gaming systems out being played as well, which is great fun to have a look at, like Black Powder and Cruel Seas and Blood Red Skies, and some of their new games as well, and see some of their new projects. First thing I'm going to talk about is Bolt Action. So Bolt Action is what we're concentrating on at the moment. It's a new gaming system for the channel and we are really enjoying it. So I want to talk about what's upcoming for Bolt Action over the next couple of months and over the next couple of years really. So the first thing they touched on is Bolt Action 3rd edition. Don't panic, it's okay. So 3rd edition is currently being worked on. So as soon as they finish 2nd edition and they let it bed in for a little bit and they're starting to get the feedback, they automatically start working on the next edition. So 3rd edition is currently being worked on at the moment. Now there are no plans yet for when to release this new set of rules. They can safely say it isn't going to be next year. So we've got a little bit more time with 2nd edition and to play that as well. So obviously you've got your core army books and you've got your campaign books as well. So they're trying to work out with the new set, do they redo the core army books or leave them as they are? They did say in there that it's been a little while since they've done their core army books, and some of your traits that you take as Americans or Germans or British, some of them are quite overpowered, so that they might look at toning them down in 3rd edition as well. But it's only a maybe at the moment. So the gut feeling is, yes, they will redo the army books, but until they see how 3rd edition works as a gaming system, when they finish writing all the rules, that will then tell them whether or not they need to redo them. If they don't, we'll keep the current books. If they do, we'll get new ones. So that sounds really, really good. So coming out in the next couple of months, we have three more campaign books. The first one, which sounds fantastic, is Stalingrad. So we're getting that classic showdown between the Russians and the Germans. The Hungarians are going to be in there as well. And that city fight, that close quarters battle. Now they did say it's not just going to be concentrated within the centre of Stalingrad. It's going to be what's going on the outside of it as well. Because obviously the Russians got really, really close to Moscow at one point and then got beaten back, and then everybody kind of got stuck at Stalingrad. So that's going to be a really nice little campaign book as well, especially if you're Russian or Germans. Pacific Campaign. So this is where the Americans were island hopping and taking all those islands, and yeah, that sounds really good as well. That sounds interesting. So you might be able to get different kind of interaction with the terrain depending on the islands that you go on. But again, another great book if you are the Japanese and the Americans. That should be a given for that one. And then their 3rd new book, which will be out in the next couple of months, is book 2 of D-Day. So the first book is about the landings, and then the second book will be about the breakout from Normandy and trying to establish themselves a bit more in occupied Europe. And then there is going to be 3 books of the D-Day campaign. So the first book is the beach landings. The second book is about the American breakout, the advance. And then the 3rd book, I believe, if I remember rightly, was going to be concentrating on the UK or the British and the Canadians and them establishing themselves as well, and that advance. All sounds absolutely fantastic. Really excited for Stalingrad. I think that's going to be a brilliant book, especially that close quarters fighting. I love that. The island hopping one sounds really good. And then obviously a bit more flesh out onto the D-Day book as well. So that all sounds really, really interesting, to be quite honest. Now, they have touched on, and there is going to be another video about this, on a standalone, do I call it a standalone? A standalone campaign book, theme book, that is Korea. So the Korean War. So this happened in the 1950s. It was probably the biggest conflict after the Second World War had finished, and involved the North Koreans, the Chinese volunteer army, the Russians, the Americans, the British, and the UN were there as well. And their book is going to be about that. So there are new miniatures about this. So this isn't a brand new game. It is going to be using the core Bolt Action rules. It's just another stage of warfare, and the one after the Second World War. So there are new miniatures out, and we've been lucky enough to be given some of the North Korean units, and they look fantastic. They really do. There was all in the display cabinet and they look lovely, and I will put some photos on. But we've been lucky enough to be given them. So Robin is going to do a preview video over the next couple of days. And that will be online, so keep an eye out for that as well. So the Korean campaign kind of stretched out a little while. It was started in the summer, so that's where they're starting. And then it kind of went into the winter, so red hot summers and freezing cold winters. So they're going to do these 2 books, I believe, for this. But for the first time, helicopters are going to be in it, because obviously they weren't in the Second World War, but they were in Korea. But how are they going to work? Well, they're not actually going to be doing models for them. You can get the models to represent them, but they're more recon, so you'll be able to hover above and have them as a spotter. It's a super spotter, really, so they've got a really good view across the battlefield. Airdrops and medi-evac as well, so you'll be able to use the helicopters to make your medics better, because they can get people out and get more medical supplies in, which will work, and I think will work really, really well. They're going to be releasing, and I think they've already previewed it, the MASH TV series box set with those figures in as well. So they're going to, which is obviously based in Korea, that will be used in there as well. A big thing, and it was a question that was asked in the seminar about the Italian force. So there is going to be an Italian book, and the Italians are coming in plastic, including their tanks as well. So that sounds really interesting. I really, really like the sound of the Italians. One of my family members was in the Italian campaign for the British, so it'd be nice to actually get that onto the battlefield, onto the battle top as well, and get a battle report filmed. So yeah, really looking forward to it. There's some nice bits of bolt action coming out for the Second World War with Stalingrad and then the Pacific Islands and more D-Day stuff. But then you've also got the Korean bolt-on, so the 1950s war. So the South Korean army wore American outfits, so you'd be able to use your American troops for that. The Americans hadn't really changed that much, so you'd be able to use your Americans. The British had changed, so they apparently they look more. I don't know much about the Korean War, I have to admit. It is known as the Forgotten War, and I can see why. So the British troops apparently were dressed like Aussies with the hats and things, so you might be able to use them. The North Korean is a new range. The Russians, I don't believe had really changed much. The North Koreans use a lot of Russian tech anyway, so you'd be able to use Russian tanks with hatchdown, or you can buy the North Korean tank crew. I think is coming out. In fact, I know it's coming out. North Korean tank crew, so you can have them coming out, and you can use a Russian tank. So, you know, you'd be able to tailor probably what you've got into this theatre of war and move on and have something different to, you know, the conflict of the Second World War and move on to the next one. Which sounds great, and that is something that we will be doing. We'll definitely give it a go. The launch date is August the 10th for the Korean armies and the Korean conflict. Like I said, Robin's going to do more of an in-depth video on the miniatures and things like that because he has them. So, one of the other things that they did as well, and one of the other things they spoke about, was a new website that they have launched, which is aimed at retailers, but for us guys as well, where we want to find events that are going on. And depending on what kind of event you go to, you will get exclusive merchandise and things given to you. So one of the things, and we've been lucky enough to be given, is these. So these are, hopefully this will pick it up, gold order dice. And there are silver, and there are bronze dice as well. Now these are really, really nice, these are. Let's see if I can get it a little bit more into focus. Come on, camera. Okay, so yeah, they're the gold ones. And they are going to be doing silver and bronze. So depending on what event you go to, depends on what you get. And basically it's a set that you can go and get and collect, which works and works really well. I really like these gold dice. You are going to be seeing these in battle reports because I really like them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off and have a look at their website, and I'll have a look with you. So one of the things we were shown today was this new web page here, which is the Warlord Games organised play. So this is a way for Warlord Games to help out the community and help organise play, basically. So it's aimed at one-day events. I really like this idea. I like the fact that they're reaching out to the community and trying to help them out. So this is the homepage, and you've got a nice bit in here from John. And then obviously across the top, you've got current events, event finder, and for retailer. So if I click on the current events part, that will take us to the two events that are running at the moment, which is for North Korea, their new campaign. Now, these are the coins here and the dice. So they're the gold dice that I showed earlier, and then obviously you have these coins. And these are for best in faction, so you don't have to finish top to get these. You just have to be the best in your faction. So if you are ranked 15th, but you are the highest Chinese player, and you'll get the Chinese coin. And I have to admit, I have seen these today. I've held them. We've shown them at Warlord Games by Darren, and they are stunning. They're really quite heavy. They're chunky. They are beautiful, and I definitely want them. They are amazing, I have to admit. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing the reaction in the community to these as well, because they are, trust me, amazing, and you are going to want to collect them. There's your rules pack download, and there's obviously the gold dice I mentioned before. So this is Blitzkrieg that's going to be coming up soon, and basically it's a way for your local gaming store or club to organise an event for one day, and Warlord Games will provide everything that you need. So the rules pack, these coins, the dice, and all that kind of stuff. So current events that are on at the moment, they have two. One is at Warlord Games. The other one is by On the Tabletop, or Beasts of War, as was, and is based around North Korea and the launch event for North Korea. And this here, or that there, was MiG Alley. So if you imagine blood red skies but with fighter jets above North Korea fighting, that is what that is, and it looks absolutely amazing. So if I click on Event Finder, I'll show you what I mean by the events that are running. So you can come in here, put a date in, put a keyword in, so you can do a gaming system. Click on Find Events, and it will show you what's local to you. So these are the two that are done at the moment. So this is the one at Warlord Games HQ, and the date, the 10th of August, and the location. You've got a nice little Google Maps. It's a free event as well, so this is the launch for North Korea. Now, I'm actually free that weekend, so I think I might be going to that. And then, obviously, you've got the one that's been done by On the Tabletop, Beasts of War. For those who don't know, they have changed their name. So, yeah, that's in County Derry. Really, really interesting way of doing this, I think. I think for us guys out there that are just playing, you can come in here, put your date in, put your keyword in, so black powder, blood red skies, bolt action, find your events, book yourself on, pay the cost if there is one, and that's it, you're done. For retailers, if I click onto this is where the retailers come. If they want to hold an event using this system, they can do, and then obviously it will appear in the event finder. Gaming clubs as well, looking for support, you'll be able to email the team and ask them. So if you are part of a bolt action gaming club and you want to do a one-day event, come down here, click on this, get some information. Or if you want to pester your local gaming store, get them to come on here and ring up their account manager and start talking to Warlord Games. But I think this is a really, really good way. I think the coins and the dice are amazing and a really, really nice touch. I like the fact that they're doing it with their North Korea set, because obviously it's brand new to them. But yeah, look at them. They are absolutely stunning, these large dice. Yeah, we're going to want to get in on this, I think. As a community, I think it's nice that they're reaching out to support us and help the retailers bring everybody together, because in the past, and it happens across every single gaming system, the community will go out and do their own thing, and sometimes the company that make the miniatures leave them to it, and then sometimes, like Warlord have done here, they'll say, right, okay, let's get everybody together and let's help out, let's do it, and that's what they've done, and I think it's a fantastic idea, and I think it works really well. So then, guys, that's our quick little review video of Warlord Games Open Day. Obviously, there was seminars for Blood Red Skies and Black Powder and all that. The only one we had a chance to go to was the Bolt Action one, because that's the game we're currently playing at the moment. Yeah, some really, really great things. They had a crossover between Cruel Seas and Blood Red Skies, where there's a bombing mission trying to bomb a ship, and that is something that's going to be coming out for Blood Red Skies, which is something that I'm really excited about. Robin, I think, literally exploded with thoughts about what he could do and how great that would be. That's Robin for you. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We're going to get some Blood Red Skies on. We want to get some Cruel Seas on. We kind of want to do that tie-up and then lead into Bolt Action. Maybe a bit of a narrative campaign going on. We are going to be heading to Warlord Games to film some battle reports as well. So we're quite lucky. We're quite local to them. And we've been in talks with them for a little while. And I can say that now we are definitely going to organise going over there, filming some games on some of their amazing battle boards as well, so the D-Day landing boards and all the other ones that they've got. Cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic. Really looking forward to bringing you them. The organised play system that Warlord Games have launched, brilliant idea. I love the way that it all ties it together, and new things coming out for Bolt Action. So yes, there you go then, guys. That's a little bit of an update from us here about what's happened there. But as always, guys, please leave us a comment. Are you excited about the new content? What do you think? Please like. It really does help out the channel. Share it, why not? Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, we will see you on the next one.